I'm Mark Lassoff, and welcome to Learn2Program.tv's course, HTML and CSS with HTML5. This course is designed to teach the necessary contemporary web development skills, classic HTML, CSS, and HTML5 from the ground up. What you're looking at is HTML code. HTML code is the basis of all web development. Whether you're a newbie web developer designing simple sites or an enterprise-level Java web application developer with years of experience, a thorough understanding of HTML is necessary for success. But HTML is just one of several technologies that are used to create websites and web applications. Now, when I say websites, I tend to mean static websites, websites that have content that doesn't change very much over time. Web applications are websites that actually do something, like help you make an airplane reservation or a restaurant reservation or something along those lines. So the technologies we're going to be looking at include two types of technologies: front-end technologies that run in the browser and back-end technologies that run on the server side. That's where the website is actually stored and served out to the internet. The front-end technologies include HTML, XHTML, and HTML5. We're going to talk about all of those in this particular course. Those are all different versions of the same thing and all in use to some degree today. In this course, we'll also talk about cascading style sheets. CSS are the design element of web design or development. They allow us to change the colors and typefaces, to change the backgrounds and arrange elements into columns. The final front-end technology, which isn't covered in this course, is JavaScript. Learn2Program.tv has another course on JavaScript if you're interested. Now, on the server side or in the back end, that's where applications get written and some of the heavy-duty lifting takes place. That heavy-duty lifting can be in a language such as PHP, one of the .NET languages like VB or C#, Java 2EE, which is Java Enterprise Edition, or Ruby. Also on the back end or server side, you're frequently going to see database technology, and we communicate with databases in a language called SQL or SQL. We're going to be looking at several versions of HTML during this course. The first version is HTML 4.01, or what I frequently call classic HTML. This HTML version became a W3C recommendation in 1999. The W3C is the World Wide Web Consortium. They're the people who control the standards for HTML. It introduced the concepts of style sheets. That's where we first started using CSS, was in this version. It allowed a more loose interpretation of the rules of HTML, where your HTML didn't actually necessarily have to be constructed perfectly in order to get the right result. It's fairly easy to learn. The browser interpretations of HTML 4.01 vary only slightly. It's going to look pretty consistent across the major browsers, and it is still commonly used today. You may have also heard of XHTML. XHTML became a W3C recommendation in August 2002. It didn't replace HTML 4.01. Both recommendations are currently active. It required that HTML code meet the strict XML syntax standards, so that of course gave us a more strict interpretation of the rules of HTML. XHTML is more easily parsed by browsers and other applications because of that strict application of the rules. Browser interpretations of XHTML vary only slightly, and it is also still very commonly used today. The last version of HTML we're going to look at is the one that people are really excited about, HTML5. That's the newest version of HTML and will likely become a W3C recommendation in 2014. It returns to a more flexible standard of coding, and it introduces a more robust document structure. You'll see the importance of that as class goes on. There's tight JavaScript integration, which allows for the use of powerful APIs. Those are programming interfaces that allow us, for example, to code audio and video within HTML and a little JavaScript. We also have an API for example, data storage. So there's some exciting things in HTML5, and that's what's causing a lot of the buzz. The browser interpretations at this time vary greatly. Each of the major browsers interprets HTML5 code a little bit differently. So some HTML5 tags that work in one browser don't work the same way in another. The browser companies, however, are committed to a consistent HTML5 experience in the near future. So as time goes on, you're going to see better and better application of HTML5 in the browsers.